boxing, soccer, basketball, Formula One. Most sports are still a male domain. However, if you take a closer look, women are rarely inferior to their male counterparts in virtually all sports, and crazy events repeatedly occur, especially in women's sports. Therefore, we would like to present the strangest, most unique, most emotional, and most outstanding sporting moments that women's sports have ever seen in today's video. You can expect incredible world records, unpredictable fails, political controversies, and even a historic moment when a woman defeated a man for the first time in a world championship, causing millions of fans to go crazy. It will be highly entertaining, so stay tuned here at Wisefool. Let's start this video with an extremely curious situation that happened at the World Athletics Championships in hurdles. Specifically, it's about the runner Ann Zagri, who usually competed in a preliminary heat against 7 opponents. However, one of her opponents tripped over a hurdle during this primary run, fell to the ground, and unintentionally ended Zagri's run. Since she was not responsible for the fall, she was given special permission to run again to qualify for the next round. Since all the others had already finished, she was given the supposedly easy task of running alone and without any competition. However, this is precisely where the failure happened, which amused a lot of viewers on the internet. Although she felt no pressure from her opponents, Ann Zagri fell at the last hurdle of all places, and was thus disqualified for the rest of the World Championships. Even the most experienced athletics fans had never seen such a curious event. A similarly curious fail, albeit not quite as momentous, was this one when the racket of Polish tennis player Agnieszka Radwanska exploded at the 2016 Australian Open. Next, we come to a moment from 2011 that was one of the most glaring moments that soccer has ever seen. We're talking about the quarterfinals of the World Cup in Germany, where arguably the best women's teams in the world at the time met, Brazil and the USA. Due to its unbelievable drama up to the very last second, this match went down in history and is, for many, the best women's soccer match of all time to this day. In a game of incredible quality, the score was initially 1-1 after 90 minutes before Brazil took the lead right at the start of extra time. In the remaining 30 minutes, the Brazilians dominated the game so convincingly that no one saw even the slightest possibility of the USA returning until the 121st minute and 19th second, literally as time expired. In that second, the Americans launched a last-ditch attack, ending with one of soccer's most dramatic goals. Star striker Abby Wambach headed a fierce cross into the net at the last second for the equalizer, thus securing the penalty shootout for the USA. There, they gave the Brazilians no chance and surprisingly advanced to the semifinals of the World Cup. Let's continue with the American gymnast Caitlin Ohashi, who is known to very few people outside the USA, but went viral worldwide in 2019 because she achieved something that only a few people succeed in doing. At that time, a video of her went through the roof, on which the floor gymnast, without effort, performed a perfect 10 gymnastics. A perfect 10 is the entire score of a floor exercise choreography, which is almost impossible to achieve and is only awarded yearly at professional competitions. Before 2019, there had been no perfect 10s for years. So many couldn't believe Ohashi's incredible performance on the mat here. Next, we come to a truly historic moment when a male-dominated sport was utterly turned on its head by a woman out of nowhere. For this, we travel back to 2019, to the World Darts Championship in London. There, for the first time, a woman defeated a man in a World Championship match in front of thousands of spectators in the hall and millions of viewers on the TV sets. The player's name is Fallon Sherritt, and she has been an absolute superstar in the darts game ever since. However, her success story continued after she defeated her opponent Tidevets. In the next round, she met Austrian Mensur Sulejavac, who at that time was considered one of the best players in the world and against whom Sherritt, according to all the experts, would not stand a chance. But when she defeated him as well, she not only became a legend but also turned the venue of the World Championship in London into probably the biggest party in darts history. In addition to glaring success stories, there are occasional failures in women's sports for which the athletes are not responsible. Often, they need to be equipped with adequate sportswear, which tends to give up the ghost when a camera is pointed at them. Among other things, the swimsuit of Spanish diver Jennifer Benitez was cut a bit too wide, and the suit of swimmer Flavia Zachary gave up the ghost. The incident was particularly tragic for Zachary, who was disqualified from the rest of the competition because of this clothing error, although it was not her fault. While we are we're on clothing in women's sports, we now come to a topic that has long accompanied women's sports, namely, why women in many disciplines always have to dress significantly more revealingly than their male colleague. In beach volleyball and beach handball in particular, there has long been criticism that the rules stipulate clothing that only covers a certain amount of skin on women. The debate went so far that the 2021 Norwegian beach handball team refused to compete in the European Championships in bikini bottoms and instead appeared in longer shorts. However, as this was against the official rules, the team was fined after the tournament, which was an absolute scandal for many. However, there's another way of looking at it. For example, American volleyball player Jamie Robbins became an internationally sought-after model some time ago. Many believe that she was discovered by agencies only because she was regularly seen on TV with skimpy clothes, so they became aware of her. Robbins doesn't have a problem with spare clothing, but overall, this shows that every woman feels comfortable in different dresses and that problems arise mainly when you are forced to wear something you don't want. After this serious topic, we return to impressive moments, more precisely to some of the most blatant records from women's sports, which massively impresses even the best male athletes in the world. Among others, Chinese weightlifter Li Wenwen lifted an incredible 332 kilos a few years ago. Meanwhile, this year, Yulimar Rajas of Venezuela jumped an incredible 15.74 meters in the triple jump, setting a new world record. The Polish hammer thrower Anita Lodarczyk threw her hammer a sensational 82.29 meters a few years ago and shattered many a male best, topping the list. No less fascinating is this perfect bow shot by South Korean Chang Hae-jin, who placed all her arrows precisely in the center of the target. This is considered impossible and only happens every few years. Last but not least, we come to an inspiring success story that shows the impact young female athletes can have on other women and the society of an entire country. When skateboarding was introduced at the 2021 Olympic Games in Tokyo, one athlete outshone almost everyone, Brazilian Raisa Leal, just 13 years old, who enchanted an audience of millions with her outstanding performances. Not only did she eventually win the silver medal at the Olympics, but since her success, there have also been countless young girls and women who have taken up skateboarding in Brazil. Moreover, she became a national superstar and showed that even teenage girls could become sports icons of a country. And that's it for our video. Write us in the comments which of these moments you found the best. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next episode here at Wisefool.